Welcome to Tone Bogans. This episode we are looking at the Caline Crazy Cactus. Say that 10 times really fast. So, this is what it looks like. This is so many knobs, there is so much going on here. I will probably get some of it wrong and I'll probably miss stuff as well, but let's see how far I get through in the description of this. What this pedal does is it gives you two separate pedals combined in one. It is based on something else that you can Google. We've got a drive section and then we've got a boost section, which only works when the drive is engaged. I didn't know that and I actually thought it was working as a boost by itself, but it turns out that my ears were mistaken. It was a very visual thing. I was kind of going the lights on so it's boosted, but then I listened to playback, that's not how it works. Kind of realised that it only works when this is engaged. So, you know, learn from my mistakes and let's move on. In the drive section, we've got heaps going on in the drive section. So you've got volume, you've got tone, and you've got, funnily enough, drive. The drive has two different settings. You've got this little toggle switch here. You've got MOSFET and standard, which is toggling between transistors. Transistors is what makes overdrive if it's a transistor overdrive, which this is. It's a low gain transistor overdrive. You can get other kinds of overdrives as well. This one uses transistors. It says so on the interwebs. I believe it. I like the MOSFET setting the best, so I keep it on that. There isn't a great deal of difference when you play it through a DI. I'm sure it will probably come more alive if you play it through an amp. As yet, I have not done that. So, we've got tone. Tone is very complex on this pedal, probably the most complex tone options of any pedal I own, whether it's cheap or if it is one of the high-end boutique ones that I do have in my other studio. You get 3 options for tone. 3. It is the most versatile overdrive I have. Now, this is where I might get things wrong. So we have comp cut, which seems to be quite tight and focused. I don't hear a great deal of difference between comp cut and FM, which is flat mid. I don't know why they just didn't write flat mid on there, but FM sounds really cool, so you know, I mean FM mode, hey. FM mode is not really doing much to your tone signal. It still lets you use the tone control, but it's not actually changing anything in the circuit. It's just linking it to this, so you've just got your normal sweepable tone. And then vintage. I read the thing online that describes the pedal, and it says it's a very mid-based tone control. It's affecting your mids. Sorry, I've already got that wrong. To my ears, it sounds like vintage is literally just chopping off the bottom of the frequencies, and it's doing like a really vicious cut as well. I'm not sure, like I tend not to sweep the tone control that much, so maybe I should probably experiment and see what I can get with the vintage setting, but I actually just like comp cut. I do tend to leave it on that and not really play with it too much. So yeah, I'm guessing that for leads, vintage is probably the best option because you don't have to roll anything off. For rhythm, it sounds horrible. So that's why I don't use it. I don't use this pedal very often at all, and I should probably use it more. But I have other ones that do the job that I like just as much, and this is quite big. So, you know, I have been using the micro pedals just because I can fit more of them close together, whereas this is the size of what, 2 or 3? Yeah, maybe 3 pedals, depending on whether they're the micro little ones or the fatter ones, you know, like it is quite a big pedal, right? Don't really like massive pedals on my pedal board. Moving right along, we've got boost, which has, I think it might be volume, it could possibly be gain. I couldn't find much on this, and to be honest, I think it's more volume than gain. If it's gain, it's very, very low gain. Now, let's go and listen to some riffs. I'm going to play some power chords and I'm going to play some lead, so it won't be ambient this time, just because the pedal's a little bit too versatile. So I'm playing a soundtrack song that I have in a film that's out called Sentencia Inside Afghanistan. It sounds horrible without all the other effects, and it's not a very high gain pedal, so you can just listen to it. But that's what I'm playing. I'll see you soon. That is the Crazy Cactus, a pedal that I admit I do not know enough about to be reviewing it, but I wanted to give an option other than the Golden Horse for overdrive, because I gave 2 fuzz options and I've given multiple delay options and I've given multiple reverb options. I kind of felt like, even though I don't use it that much, then it might be nice if you are compiling your own pedal board to kind of go, oh, that one is a little bit more versatile than the Golden Horse. It might suit my playing style better. It gives me a lot more variation. So for that reason, I've included it, and I apologize that I don't know much about the pedal, and I'm hoping that the sound demo gives you a good idea of how much gain is included. Is why I did sort of an aggressive song, because when I got it, I watched a demo on it and the guy was getting such a fat and sustained sound out of it. I was like, ooh, I really want that. It's kind of like more options than my SD1. But when I got it, I was like, dude, where's the gain? He must have been playing it through a tube amp, which is fine, but It wasn't really what I expected. This is more what the pedal sounds like with no other effects, straight into DI, and I hope you appreciate this episode for what it actually is showing you about the pedal. I feel like I really talked myself down in this episode, but when I don't know something, I don't have a lot of confidence in what I am saying, but I did research it. Okay, so all of the information is researched. I got it mostly off the sites that tell you how the pedals work, which I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically a database of effects. So, yep. Cool story, Sarah. Tell us another one next time. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, I invite you to do so now, so that we can be friends, we can be besties, we can talk about pedals, and we can both tell each other that they're awesome when they have little episodes like this where they maybe don't know what they're talking about and think that they're doing a crap job. So let's be besties. Hit the subscribe button so that I can talk to you again soon.